Thanks to the support as a channel member, Sean Sked. Yeah, the Man United game has made a huge difference to the club balance. Massive stuff. You're right. I mean, 2 more wins today, and then a bit of luck in the playoffs, we could make even more of a financial difference. Plus, you know, we'd be a Premier League team, and it's all about the sport, isn't it? Yes, money is nice too. Hello and welcome to part 57 of Homegrown. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we have our final 2 games of the Championship season. We're away against both Barnsley and Birmingham. These are not easy games. We're coming straight off the back of the Manchester United game. Our team are all still tired and emotionally drained from that, and we find ourselves 1 point outside of the playoffs. Birmingham are the team in 6th place. So if we win both of our games and get a little bit of luck going our way, we could yet find ourselves sneaking into the playoffs, a set of playoffs that we absolutely don't deserve to be in. Our average position for the season is 8th. I mean, that's a total guess. I'm not applying any maths to that at all, but it looks like it should be. We're in 8th at the moment. This should be where we finish, and this will be a fantastic season, no matter what happens in the next 20 minutes or so. But a little bit of magic in the next 20 minutes would be very welcome, and I'd enjoy it very much. So this is the team for the first game against Barnsley. Like I said, lots of tired faces. Tired faces, that's not an issue. Tired legs is more of a problem. The real key players, Curry, Renan and Hodgkinson, are going to have to play through the tiredness. Harrison Davies, we know what he's like. He sits out, as does Shea Charles, as does Brewerton. Pritchard's still not fit. It's not necessarily the team we would have picked, but it's pretty close. So let's just hope it's good enough. We're going with Williams in goal, a back four of Bachelorette, Pitetta, Campbell, Barr and Curry, Bandera and Ivanov in midfield, Hamilton and Renan supporting Hodgkinson, and Jessup up front. We need big performances from these boys today. I've said it a couple of times before, but you could be witnessing the final days as a home player from Kieran Hodgkinson here. If things don't go our way, we might never be in a position to buy him again. Or that's probably not true. Never in a position to buy him until he's in his 30s. It's kind of go up now, buy him this summer, or accept he's gone forever, I think is the situation with Kieran Hodgkinson. And then we'll just have to try again in about 10 years. It'll be like Dean Morris at home last year. Not last year, and this is home. Dean Morris in the original home save 2 years ago, where we never actually got him back until he was in his 30s, and he'd played 50 times for England, and he was just a world superstar. And we were already a Champions League team before we got him back. After he left us after 2 seasons. Well, Hodgkinson could be a sort of similar situation, although he's obviously still here and we're pushing for promotion from the Championship, so not really the same. Ball over the top though, Jessup is in, and it's disallowed. That would have been handy. Grabbing an early-ish goal like that would have been really handy. Would have been a nice little nerve settler. I've not even looked at what's going on in the other games yet. That's touch and go as well, that decision. He is just offside, but it is only just. We've got the FA Cup games on the latest scores. That is absolutely no help to anybody. I need to get back onto the dugout screen so that I can fix it and we can see what's going on in the other games. But for now, it's Barnsley who are on the attack. Absolute balls up between Barr and Curry. But luckily, Campbell, I think it was, got across to cover. It's a very makeshift defence today, and they looked it then. But we have managed to successfully weather the storm and get the ball forward to Jessup on this left-hand side, who's cutting inside. Jessup is in great goal-scoring form at the moment, but not from that kind of position. Right, let's make sure we get the right games on. No, that's still the FA Cup. So, Championship, we're looking specifically for what? Birmingham, Bristol City, Brentford, Watford. They're the teams that we're focusing on. Birmingham are drawing with Blackburn. What else have we got? Brentford are winning against Sheffield United. I can't see Watford on there anywhere. We're just going to watch the league table. At the moment, we're 3 points behind Bristol City, who are 1-0 up away against Millwall. So that's a bit of a problem, because it's no good getting ourselves in the position where we can beat Birmingham and go above them if Birmingham aren't in the playoffs anymore for us to leapfrog over. And we need some of the other teams around us to lose, especially if we're not going to win, because we're not even doing our bit just yet. So we probably don't need to focus too much on what's going on elsewhere until we sort our act out and go ahead in this game, which is It's easier said than done. You know, we're away from home. We're still little old home. We've got no fans, but we don't care. And we're 1-0 down. We care a little more about that. Although, linesman's got his flag up here. Is this being disallowed, referee? The linesman had his flag up, didn't he? Keep an eye on the linesman here, boys and girls. His flag never goes up, does it? I must have just misseen the animation. Hodgkinson is tired and is probably going to have to come off. Maybe not at half time, but early in the second half, especially because Renan is going to have to come off at half time because Renan's picked up an actual injury, which is a big problem. We're going to bring Hughes on for him. We're keeping an eye on everybody else, but I think we might have just stretched ourselves a little bit too far with the FA Cup shenanigans. We've gone attacking. It's Nathan Curry with the corner, looking for Hodgkinson, but can't find him. It falls to Micah Hamilton, though, who shoots from range and has grabbed the equaliser, a 12th goal of the season for Micah Hamilton. What a goal from him. What a player he's been for us over the years as well. Consistently scored goals at every level he's played at. The man is ridiculous. And I remember when I thought he was a central midfielder. Played him for his entire first season in central midfield. We had to wait for Slam Dunk to leave before we gave him a go on the left wing. So left wing seems to have worked out all right for him in the end. Right, Kieran Hodgkinson needs to come off. We've got Troy Cannon down on the bench, so he can just come on as a straight swap. Although we're actually going to just switch him up to be pressing forward. We're going to stay on attacking because a draw's no use to us. We need to win this game, so we've got to go for goals. So there's no point dropping back to a more conservative system again. Curry playing it forward, looking for Jessup. Jessup wriggles past his man. Cannon's not up there with him. He needs to get a move on. Is Cannon even on yet? No, it was still Hodgkinson. That explains why Cannon wasn't up with him, because it was a shattered Kieran Hodgkinson, not able to keep pace. That's why we took him off. See, it all makes sense now. Right, Nathan Curry also needs to come off. The game's recommended bringing on Zebi for him, which is a little bit extravagant, I think. But we don't actually have a right back on the bench. We don't have a right back anywhere. It's why Curry was playing at right back to begin with. Part of me wonders, I think we just leave him on. And we're going to take off Hamilton and bring on Zebi. And Curry's just going to have to dig in and be okay. Right, we're going to encourage. I'm also going to make Troy Cannon an attacking pressing forward, just to try and get him a little bit more involved in the attack. And what else can we do, really? We can demand more, I guess. We can go very attacking. Seems a bit much for the circumstances, but with 3 minutes to go, a draw is about as useful as a defeat would have been. So we may as well just roll the dice a little bit. How tall's Alex Williams? Do we want to make him a double hero with bells on and send him up for corners? We kind of do. We really, really do. So get him in there. Imagine. Right, we also want to play for set pieces. Where's that? No, it's one of these options. It's on here somewhere. You'd think for someone who does it... Oh, I've already got it on. I was going to say, someone who does it so often, you think would know how to play for set pieces. But there you go. It's already on. We're very attacking. And we just want a corner now. I want an Alex Williams goal because I think it would be one of the moments of the series. But it is Barnsley are on the attack and we need to get the ball back off him. Nathan Curry trying to, but failing because he's absolutely spent. Nathan Curry has had enough. And, we've conceded. I think our hopes of Premier League this season may just be coming to an end. We'll have to see what's going on in the other matches, but I have a feeling it might be mathematically impossible before we even get into the final day of the season. Birmingham looks like they've gone ahead in their game, and yeah, we're 4 points adrift. Probably shouldn't have gone all out attack. You live and you learn. It's the first time we've not been promoted in the entire series. We're going to go to Birmingham. We're going to give it our best shot. We're going to try and spoil their day. And we'll take it from there. Well, as we now officially have nothing to play for, which might be the first time in the entire series we've had nothing to play for, I figured we'd try a couple of the new boys out. So we're giving some rests to some players who definitely need it. So Njastad comes in goal. He's our Norwegian under-20 international who, let's face it, probably isn't going to be any good. But he's the best we've got as a backup goalkeeper, so we should probably give him a game at some point. Bachelorette Pitetta back in probably, potentially for the final time. This might be Tom Bachelorette Pitetta's last ever game for the club. Davies, Barr and Curry make up the rest of the back four. Ivanov starts again in midfield alongside Campbell. Zebby and Hughes are going to be out wide supporting Cannon and our bright hope for the future, Mackenzie Fulton, the 17-year-old with all of the beard. Let's get into this game. It's our final day of the season and we just want to go out there and spoil Birmingham's day. We might not be able to get into the playoffs ourselves now, but we are still in a position where we can stop them getting into the playoffs. And that's almost as much fun. Bristol City certainly going to be cheering us on, and I imagine Bristol City going to be a little bit miffed to see that we've got an untried 20-year-old goalkeeper making his debut on this last day of the season. I'd certainly be pretty miffed if it was the other way around, especially when I also saw there was a 17-year-old making his first start up front as well. But they're going to, we're about youth development here at home. These are going to be our future stars. So we need to give them the game time when the opportunity arises. And this is definitely an opportunity for some game time. Ivanov plays it forward, looking for Fulton, but can't find him. And Campbell collects the ball in midfield. The fact that Eli Campbell is still playing as often as he is in central midfield really does emphasise that it's a position we definitely need to strengthen. Hodgkinson won't be here next year, almost certainly. Nathan Curry might only be here for one more year. And we've got Ivanov, who there's a lot of pressure and a lot of hope on Ivanov now as pretty much our only up-and-coming good set. I guess we've got Akani as well, who's out on loan at the moment, who's got 5-star potential. So maybe Akani needs to come in next season and get some game time alongside Ivanov and Curry and rotate those three around. But certainly central midfield looks like it's now the weak spot in the squad. It was right wing, but I think Hughes and Renan between the two of them, and even Zebby as an option out there, have given us some decent strength in depth out wide on the right. It does mean we're probably reaching the end of the road for Terrell Whitaker as one example of a player who's probably going to be on his way out of the club. I think he's fallen so far down the pecking order now that his time might be up. Like I say, Bachelorette Pitetta is probably on his way out at left back. It might even be time for someone like Muir to move on at centre back, because when was the last time you saw Marcus Muir play a game of football for home? I think he might be done as well. Wentin, Popon, some of these midfield players, they ain't ever getting near the team again. We probably need to have a little bit of a clear out. I think this is the summer where our first batch of decent signings are now hitting 24 years old, and the point where, okay, these aren't young players anymore. We probably have to move them on. Even Danny Pritchard's 22 now. He's no longer a teenager. Harrison Davies has just scored again from a corner. A 12th goal of the season for Harrison Davies. He's good, isn't he? He's good at scoring headers. Lovely finish from Davies. I've had a couple of people telling me our corners are too overpowered and using Davies as the example of our corners being too overpowered. We've had the same corner tactic throughout the entire save. I've never changed it. I think it's just the fact that Davies is getting better at doing it, because he's scored more goals this season than he's ever scored before. But he's been a fairly consistent goal scorer from corners anyway, but it's because he's 6'4" with 13 for heading. He's going to score goals from corners. But yeah, I mean, that season he only got 4 goals when we were in League Two. We played the same corner tactic then. So it's not that the corner tactic's overpowered. It's that Harrison Davies, he's very, very good at doing it, and he's tall. So he's always going to be a threat from set pieces. And we do play targeting set pieces because we know it's a strength that we've got, because we've got Davies and we've got Pritchard knocking around the squad, although not so much in the team anymore. But we've got some of these bigger players. So why would we not play for set pieces? This is lovely football from Fulton. Number 75, by the way. A lot of you are going to love that. Our bright young hope is wearing the number 75 shirt. And you know I don't change squad numbers. The only way he's losing that number 75 is if he goes out on loan and comes back and gets another one auto-allocated. But considering how close he is to the first team already, he probably ain't going out on loan anytime soon. So he's going to be number 75 when he's playing for us in the Champions League, which is just going to upset so many people. It's going to be delicious. Be almost as good as him wearing the number 1 shirt, or my goalkeeper wearing number 6. Both things that I'm tempted to do just to mess with people, because I love to mess with people. We're 2-1 down now. It looks like we are doing the dirty on Bristol City and going to let Birmingham into the playoffs because of the fact we decided to mess around and play with a few of our younger players. I think we're just shattered as well. It's been a long, hard season for us. And you saw how tired the players were in the Barnsley game. It's not that I'm rotating the squad just for the sake of it. We had some very, very tired boys in this team. Bristol Rovers leapfrogging above us now as well, which ninth place feels a little bit disappointing. Eighth, I felt settled into eighth. Maybe we need to make a change and try and go and grab an equaliser. But Birmingham have got something to play for. We haven't. And we've not got Williams in goal. And I think we're seeing in this match what a difference Alex Williams makes. Njarstad's on a 7 for the match, but hasn't looked like getting anywhere near the 3 goals that have gone in. And if we were to lose Williams this summer, that would be majorly problematic to us because we just don't have anyone who can replace him. And he is somebody who's wanted by bigger clubs. He is England under-21 goalkeeper. It's going to be a challenge to keep him. And if we don't keep him, it's going to be very, very tough next season because this is the guy who's going to be in goal for us next year. Unless we manage to find a really talented 18-year-old that we can throw any money that we've got at. But we're probably not going to have much money to throw. Right. For the final time, let's have Kieran Hodgkinson on. He can come on for Ivanov. We'll swap those two over. And we're going to bring Danny Pritchard on as well because he's recovering from injury. It's been a long time since we've seen Danny Pritchard. And then as my final trick, we are going to take off. Who do we want to bring on? I don't want to take Fulton off. What I might do is bring Beerith on there and have him playing there as an inside forward. I want Beerith and Pritchard together. This might be the last time these two ever play together up front because Beerith in particular might be on his way out. I'm not sure when his contract's up. Pritchard's young enough to get at least another year or two. He's only 22. Beerith at 24 and now falling down the pecking order with a 17-year-old potentially taking his spot in the team. Time might be running out for Micah Beerith. So let's get him in alongside his big buddy, Danny Pritchard, one more time. This was our strike partnership that we used so often deep down in the non-league. It's an example of how beautifully good fun and wholesome this series is that Pritchard and Beerith are still together when we were in the championship and still got the opportunity to play together. But I think Beerith might be one that we cut loose this summer, especially if his contract's up. I can't justify a new contract for Micah Beerith, bearing in mind how much football he's played this year, especially if we want to keep a target man around as a plan B. Danny Pritchard's just a better one, isn't he? Beerith collects the ball, though, turns, plays it out to Pritchard. Pritchard looking for options around him, gives it to Nathan Curry. Curry plays it forward to Mackenzie Fulton, cutting in off that right-hand side, and his shot forces the corner. And I am wondering if we've got a future where Renan on the left and Fulton on the right is our wide players, potentially with Hodgkinson returning to the club in that attacking midfield, deep line playmaker role, and then someone like Cannon or Jessup as the striker or whoever might come through next. That feels like a long-term front four. And then you've got Ivanov and Akani as your long-term midfield, Davies and Barr maybe as your centre-backs, and then Brewerton and Hall as full-backs, Williams in goal. That feels like an 11 that could get us to the Premier League if they can all stick around and all continue to develop the way they have done so far. We've been absolutely battered today, though. What we don't want is to have to play Njarstad in goal. I think what we've learnt today is two things. One, I can't say his name. And two, he's not very good, is he? Pritchard trying to thread it through to Beerith one more time, but nothing coming from it. And it's now Campbell to Zebi. Zebi doesn't like that 11 I just listed, by the way. He wants to be a part of it. And to be fair, could be in on either wing, so definitely will be a part of it. Pritchard to Beerith once more, but Beerith with the effort that's straight into the hands of the Birmingham goalkeeper. And that might just be the last shot you ever see from Micah Beerith in a home shirt, although he disagrees completely and he wants a goal here. Hodgkinson playing it across to Curry. Curry back to Hodgkinson. It's going to be sad not having those two together. And that, although we've been battered today, that's going to be a significant goal for the future of this football club. Mackenzie Fulton has opened his home account on the last day of the season, and it's a very good goal as well. This year was the year Renan emerged. I have a feeling next season Fulton emerges, and we have 2 of them, one on each side, and it's going to be absolutely glorious. Well, that wraps up the first season where we've not got promoted. We'll have our season review and transfer special tomorrow, and then we go again next year. And just, I mean, tomorrow is all about keeping this squad together. I don't know if we're going to get any money to spend. I don't really care if we get money to spend. I just don't want to be forced into selling. So I'm hoping cash flows into the club from somewhere so we don't have to sell any of our stars over the summer, because that will make me very, very sad. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.